create a really easy Easter dish for the family. So it had to be lamb, didn't it? We're going to use steam roast, but we're also going to be cooking our vegetables and having our gravy at the same time. What's not to love, hey? So this is like a little mini roast dinner, perfect for Easter. It's great if you've got more of you because you can kind of expand it and cook a little bit more in the pot. Or you can go with the similar quantities to me for sort of 2 to 4 people. Obviously it depends on how big eaters you are and how much you want, but this worked so well. I really do hope you like this recipe, and happy Easter of course to everybody. Please don't forget to hit the like button for me and also subscribe to Susannah's Kitchen. Really does help my channel so much. It's free to do so, you just click that button down below. And if you do want my written recipes or a copy of my cookbook, or you want a link to any of the accessories that I use, everything is available over on my website. There's loads of information on there. It's www.susannahskitchen.uk. Right, so let's go and get started. Let's make a yummy Easter dinner. So today I'm creating some Easter lamb using the Ninja Foodi. I'm going to put in the bottom 500 millilitres of stock. So that's my starting point. Now I want my carrots soft, but I want my potatoes a little bit crispy. So I'm going to add my carrots directly into the stock and then lower over my rack. So let's get the carrots, pop those into the bottom there. Because this stock is going to make our gravy, I'm also going to add some onion. I'm going to pop a large garlic clove in there as well. So again, this is just more for flavour than anything. And then I'm just going to use some dried rosemary, about a teaspoon. And again, that's going to go in the bottom there. Perfect. So then we can put our rack in. That goes in nicely. Then I've got new potatoes here and I have just halved those. I'm going to spray those and coat those with some olive oil. Let's give them a little toss. Another little spray on the other side. And let's season those as well with some salt and some black pepper. Give those a little toss. Obviously you can change up the flavours and the seasonings with this. This is a quite nice, simple, basic Easter recipe for lamb. It's going to be just delicious. So now I want to add my potatoes onto the rack and we can just spread those out. Now again, quantities wise, you can use more potatoes than this if you wish to. You don't have to go with the quantities that I've got here. And then I'm going to grab my lamb. Your probe is situated in the side of your Ninja, so let's get the probe out and let's use this to get a really nice accurate cook on our lamb. Now once again, you can cook your lamb to your liking. Doesn't have to be exactly as I'm cooking mine. Just going to take the little stopper out in the lid so that we can insert the probe into there. Now I'm using a half lamb leg for this recipe. Mine is just over 900 kilograms. So here is my piece of lamb. Now what you want to do is get your probe in that thick part in the middle so that it reads that temperature. We've got to try and avoid that bone if we can. We can just season up our lamb a little bit. Add some salt and pepper onto that. And then we can simply close the lid. Now we're on the combi steam section, which is your middle part, so you need to slide that over. And we want to steam roast this. Now you have choices here where you can preset. There you go. So we have got lamb. And you can choose whether you want it rare, medium rare, etc. Or you can go to manual and you can do a target temperature here. So I'm actually going to try this on manual for a change. I'm going to go with 55. And again, it's going to depend on how you like your lamb, but you're going to see how mine is cooked. Let's give this a try and see what the results are like. So you're going to get this message if you've not used this before, and that just basically means that the pot is doing what it needs to do and we are building up that steam inside the pot. Now the stock I've used was already hot, so it shouldn't take too long. As you can see, we're already quite far over. I'm going to time this as well and let you know how long it takes for the size of the lamb that I've used. There we go. Our lamb is to temperature. Now you do have to be a little bit careful where you put the probe, because sometimes you think, oh my goodness, that's cooked really quickly. It was just your probe positioning that might not be quite right. But hopefully we are good with this. So I'm just going to remove that probe, take that out, and let's grab our piece of lamb. This should be nice and juicy still. So I'm going to rest that just in some foil. Let that rest just for a minute. And then we can carve that up. Obviously, the longer you can let that rest, probably the better, really. And then what I'm going to do is grab my rack. And let me show you my little roasties. Look at these little cuties. As I said, you can definitely put more on here if you want to, but these are lovely. They are tender to the touch, nice and fluffy, you know, and nice and soft inside. And then we've got a little bit of colour and crispiness on them. So those are perfect to me. Then, of course, we've got our carrots. So the carrots have been cooking away in that stock. Let's have a little look at these. These look great. Again, nice and tender. I've got a little knife here. Let me just check. Look, beautiful. Nice soft carrots. Now, if you want roasted carrots, just put them with your potatoes. But obviously you're going to have a little bit less room if you're trying to, you know, layer up as much as possible. So to keep my carrots warm, I'm just going to put those in some foil just for a moment. You can smell that this gravy is going to be a lamb gravy. Smells so good. So what I'm going to do is leave everything else in there, including that bit of onion that just slipped out. And then we're going to add some flour in, and we are going to make a lovely gravy in here. So I've got my whisk. Just going to put my little plug, my little stopper, whatever you like to call yours, back in the lid, because we need that in there. So silicone whisk is always ideal to use because you're not going to scratch your pot. Now we've got loads of flavour in the bottom here. So we simply want to make ourselves a nice gravy. So I'm going to get some of my liquid in a mug like this, and then I'm going to add into there some flour, and we're going to use that to thicken it up. Now you can also use a gravy browning, and that is going to help to thicken this as well. Sorry, not to thicken it, to give it colour, sorry, not to thicken it. So we need the flour. So I'm just making a little paste here, and that way we shouldn't get a lumpy gravy. Go on to sear and saute. Just start whisking in that flour mixture. So what I'll do is I will strain this mixture. Obviously, if you wanted to add more stock in at this point, you know, if you've got, you know, cooking this recipe for a lot of people, need a lot of gravy, then you can also add that in. But yeah, I'll be straining this because obviously we don't want that onion and that garlic in our gravy. So that's all we need to do is just whisk that flour in. Smells really beautiful. And I am going to choose to use some of my browning. So this is just Sarson's rich and dark browning. It's just good for soups, gravies, meats. And you don't need a lot of it. So a little splash of that. You will see how that changes the colour. Look at the change in that colour. And I quite like a dark, rich looking gravy. Obviously it's going to be personal preference. That's on sear and saute. So that is now just going to thicken up as that heats up. And we're going to be ready to carve and serve. So I've just had a little carve, and this is absolutely perfect for how we like it. So as you can see, some bits are a little bit pinker than others, but it is juicy. It is pretty tender as well, and that is a really great way of cooking it. Plus we've got those potatoes and carrots, and the gravy is ready. So let's serve. All dished up, so my lamb is still blushing pink. It is beautiful. We've got that lovely, rich, thick gravy we've created. We've got carrots. I'm served mine with some minted peas, plus those little baby new potatoes that are all crispy on the outside. I hope you like this really easy Easter dish. I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. Doesn't take any time at all to create. So simple, but so tasty and a real crowd pleaser. Don't forget to hit the like button for me and also subscribe to Susannah's Kitchen, and thank you so much for watching.